Why, hello and welcome to version 13 of the Certified Ethical Hacker course. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to learn a whole lot in this course. So let's get ready to get started. I just want to introduce myself. My name is Kevin King, and I've been in the industry for quite a long time, working with everything from Fortune 500 companies down to the mom and pops, small businesses that make the world go around. And in my time working for companies, helping solve issues from Active Directory to virtual services, I've had the ability to gain quite a lot of certifications. And so with those certifications, they were nice and they're very good to have. And I look forward to taking exams and getting more. But one thing I want to emphasize as we go through this course is certifications aren't the only thing that we need. In fact, the reason that we have the Certified Ethical Hacking course is to give you knowledge and skills. And that's what it's really all about when you get to that job interview or you're on the job, making some of these hacking concepts work for you, which is why we have subject matter experts that help to make this class an extremely comprehensive and useful class, increasing your knowledge and your skills. So what we have here is 20 different modules. Let me show you where we're going to start. We're going to start at Module 1. And with Module 1, we're going to be looking at an introduction to ethical hacking. And then the real fun starts when we get into Module 2 through 6, where we're going to learn how the beginnings of hacking works. And not only are we going to learn how the beginnings of hacking, but we're going to also take that and do our first major system hacks. Now, if you were to look up the 5 phases of ethical hacking on the internet, you would see that these are them from Module 2 to Module 6. Once we have entrance into a system, in system hacking, then we have a lot that we can do. And that's going to be borne out through the rest of these modules, from sniffing to social engineering to hacking web applications to hacking wireless networks. And that's going to bring us to a lot of areas of knowledge, from things like Trojans and viruses and worms to DDoS and DOS attacks and countermeasures. We're going to look at the APIs that a software environment, operating system environment use, and how to hack those APIs and how to defend those APIs. We're going to get into IoT, the Internet of Things, IoE, the Internet of Everything, and then OT, where we look at things like SCADA and how to hack the various types of industrial protocols and devices that are really part of the backbone of any city or country. Then we move from there into the cloud, and we end up looking at cryptography and cryptographic protocols and how to make use of, hack, and defend those. But I want to warn you, this class goes very fast. And I'm going to take as much time as I can to explain every concept. But there might be times when you'll have to go back and look at the video to make sure that you understand everything that we're talking about. What you need to be able to do at the end of the course is to have enough knowledge and skills so that you can not just pass the test, but pass the test of life, where you're going to make use of these knowledge, these skills, where you're going to make use of these skills and the knowledge that you gain in your job. All right, so how do you make use of the skills and knowledge that you learn? Well, you do that by practicing, which is why we have lab sessions that you will be able to use. And so you'll have in your package connection information to our online labs. They are very cool. And we're going to go through a lot of exercises with these labs. And what you'll see with the lab session is we have a lot of virtual machines that are tied together with a background network so that you can play around. It's your own playground. I'm going to walk you through exercises in the labs. However, you also are welcome to use the virtual machines to practice even many of the techniques that we don't cover. So for instance, if I'm talking about how to use Nmap and I show you 3 different ways to use it, there are infinite ways of using Nmap, and you can practice those on your own. So let's have a look at what some of these machines are. We start off with Windows 11, have a couple of Windows servers. We have Active Directory. We have Parrot Security Linux, which is the Linux that we're going to be using for our hacking workstation, Android, and Ubuntu. So it's pretty good. We have a comprehensive and very nice little lab playground for you to work in. Let's talk about the exam. The exam is 125 questions of material. So if you look here on this chart, you'll see that it's a 312-50. It's 4 hours, and there's quite a lot in the exam that you need to look out for. There are 2 ways to take the exam. If you want to use View, you can go into a View testing center and take the exam, or you can use our own exam testing capability where you can just do it from your own home or from your office. You just have to have a device that has a camera and a microphone on it, and the camera has to be able to move. And what's going to happen is the proctor is going to look around and make sure that you don't have somebody showing you the answers in the background. But it is a test that requires a lot of knowledge. Okay, so before we start hacking, there's one more thing I would like to talk to you about in terms of the exam, and that is the CEH Practical. If you pair the CEH Practical with the CEH, then you will pass those. Passing both of those, you can become what's called a CEH Master. And so if you have the opportunity to take the practical after you have gained and passed your CEH, I would encourage you to do so. But guess what? Now it's time. We're going to get hacking.